Okay, so hello everyone. A very warm welcome and good day to all that who have joined this alumni talk session. My name is Dr. Jane Perianen, and in addition to leading the MBA program here at GlobalNxt University, I am a member of this alumni community myself. And I'm really happy to see so many familiar faces and also some new ones. So, with that, I would like to call upon our professor, Dr. Rana, to say a few words before we start this session. Over to you, Dr. Rana.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Jane, and welcome to everyone for this session. First of all, I would like to thank all those who are putting time to join us for all this, all those to attend those sessions. And if all of you, I believe you know that starting from 2026, we decided to have more engagement with our learners, have more sessions about we have some sessions related to industry speakers, research speakers, and for sure we give the space to our alumni to share. Just some information about our university, GlobalNxt University. I can say 95% of our learners are corporate professionals, and some of them they are in high level in their organizations. So for sure, putting this platform for them to share their experience with their peers and with outsiders, it's something made us always proud of them. Also, we would like to mention about this month. March is the Women Month, and that's what made us to decide for March all our speakers for industry, for research, and alumni to be females. So like this, we can show more how women they really have their role in the industry and decision making and everything happening in the world. So I don't want to talk a lot, so back to you, Dr. Jane.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Dr. Puna, are you ready? Okay, let's just give a second for Dr. Poonam to share your screen. Dr. Poonam?
Sorry, there was some technical glitch. Just one
No, no
moment.
problem. No problem. Okay, let me just do some introduction before I give over to you to have the session. Okay. So, with that, once again, welcome to everyone who has just joined. My name is Dr. Jane Perianen from GlobalNxt University. Today, as we gather, we actually, as what Dr. Rana mentioned, we find ourselves at a very special intersection of the calendar. March is International Women's Month. It's a time to recognize the vision, the resilience, and the transformative leadership of women who are shaping our future globally. So at GlobalNxt University, we of course don't just observe this month, we celebrate it by spotlighting the trailblazers within our own community. So if for those who joined in February's alumni talk, today we are going to travel from the shores of Mauritius, where Dr. Clyde presented, to the vibrant healthcare and tech hubs of Hyderabad, India, to meet a leader who defines what it means to lead with both heart and high-level strategy. So, please allow me to introduce Dr. Poonam Singh, who actually is a powerhouse in the world of healthcare and diagnostics. Dr. Poonam Singh is a senior leader with over 14 years of experience currently serving as the regional manager for national key accounts at Quebec Ortho India. She is a master of bridging the gap between cutting-edge AI technology and sustainable healthcare delivery. Her excellence is not just recognized here, but across the entire Asia Pacific region. In fact, her team has just won the prestigious JPEG Customer Retention Awards just this January 2026. But beyond the titles and the national awards, Dr. Poonam represents the modern leader who does it all, a dedicated scholar with a doctorate in business administration, a brilliant industry strategist, and a woman who balances her professional heights with the beautiful roles of being a wife and an amazing mother. Please join me in a very warm welcome from GlobalNxt University to our leader from India, Dr. Poonam Singh. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Jain, for lovely introduction. Thank you so much, Dr. Rana, for making me part of this initiative. And yes, the topic which we are going to discuss today is really very relevant and very much we all are dealing with this in day out currently. So before we start, I just wanted to also say that if any question during the session, if anyone will be having, you can put them in the chat box, or also at the end of this session we are going to keep Q&A session, so where there also the questions can be asked. So
Sorry,
with this,
Dr. Poonam, could
yeah,
you just put this on the slideshow because the screen is a bit small.
okay.
You able to make? Perhaps you can stop share and then right click for presentation mode.
Is it one screen is not visible? I mean
Only there is the next screen is also visible. So you should just
okay,
stop.
okay.
Yeah, and then you should just share. Sorry about that,
Um,
everyone. Just want to make sure that the screen is large enough for everyone to enjoy Dr. Poonam's talk. Thank you.
yeah, just give me a moment. Huh?
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Dr. Vijay. Welcome to this alumni talk. We're
you.
just going to start. And yeah, Dr. Poonam will share her screen before she do her presentation.
Good morning, Dr. Vijay.
Hi. Good morning, Dr. Ayu Sharma. How are you?
Fine, fine.
Yeah, good. You can just make it into presentation mode. Yes, yes, that's perfect.
Oh, so sorry. Is it still small?
Yeah, yeah, but that's okay. You can start. Yeah, this is better. This is better, Dr. Poonam.
Oh, I don't know. Some 1 second.
This is
Okay,
okay.
Dr. Poonam? Yeah, this
Okay.
is okay. You can
This is
start.
okay.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead and start. Thank you.
Yeah. So sorry. So good morning, everyone, once again. And now we are here today to talk about something very fundamental, that is how AI is reshaping the strategy and decision making. So it is not just about new tools like we need now. We see that there are a number of tools coming in every day, and it's so much of innovation is there. But it also about profound shift in how leaders navigate complexity, because the real challenge is not just integrating AI into our processes. It's actually about ensuring how human judgment remains central to those AI enabled processes. So we'll explore this critical balance throughout our session, and let's dive into our agenda for the next hour. So what we are going to do, what we have on the menu for today's session is that we'll start by framing AI paradigm shift and why it demands strategic evolution. Then we will look at current AI adoption landscape, examining key data and trends for 2025. And from there, we will introduce a new model for strategy evolution, because it's very important for us to understand what strategic evolution has happened over the years. Also, moving from static planning to real time AI driven execution. And we'll then explore how AI reshapes decision making itself before diving into some real world case studies. We'll wrap up with framework for aligning AI with your vision, and discussing governance and outlining key leadership imperatives. That is the agenda. Right. So, building on our agenda, let's start with the core idea. So, as we know that AI is not just an upgrade, it's a paradigm shift, and it's moved beyond being mere productivity tool. So now AI form a very infrastructure of how modern organizations make decisions. And this redefines not just the speed of decision, but the fundamental way we make them. So there are traditional strategies with its annual cycles which simply now cannot keep up. So as per McKinsey's studies, it tells that 88% of organizations use AI, but only one third of the organization can scale it to enterprise wide. And this create a leadership paradox that the more advanced AI gets, the more we might defer to it. Okay, so the strategic advantage still comes from a very important thing, which is question human ask. So the questions which we ask should be right enough, that gives the strategic advantage. And this shift is driven by actually three forces, which is reshaping these strategies. The first one is speed as a strategic variable, which is very, very important. The another thing is the risk redefinition based on algorithms and all. And also the third force, which is reshaping the strategy, is expanded opportunity horizons, where AI can surface untapped market which is invisible to human analysis alone. So this isn't just a technological change, it's a strategic reinvention. So now let's look at what is the current state of this adoption. Right. So following this shift, which we are talking about, so let's ground ourselves with the data, and the data is very clear here. So AI adoption has actually surged. We all are witnessing these things happening day in, day out, and we see that 88% of organization is using AI regularly, and there is significant jump from year 2021 as per McKinsey report. Also, 71% of enterprise are now using generative AI. Okay, and also there is a massive investment in Gen I, private investment, which is reaching around $34 billion investment in year 2024. So these are all very good numbers, high achievement it is showing, but there is a very critical challenge. And if from this slide, if anybody can see and just tell me that what critical challenge I am talking about. So anyone can anyone point out what critical challenges we are having even though we have a good investment, we have a large number of organization who has no, started using AI, but still there is a critical challenge.
Integrating with the legacy systems.
Yes, absolutely. So actually, what the critical challenge is that despite there is widespread adoption, of this AI, but value capture is still elusive. It's still hard to catch, and only 39% of organization which are there are reporting it at enterprise level, which is showing their EBIT impact also. So that's a huge gap between adoption and actual business value which is there. So this gap is defining strategic challenges for our era. And so how do we bridge this gap between the investment and plus the actual benefit of it? How do we bridge that gap? So for that gap we need to kind of change the strategy itself, and what sort of those strategy we should be changing, those things I'll be talking in my next slides. Okay, so the point is the gap between adoption and which is the value bringing to the strategy itself has to do with the strategy evolution model. So we need to understand that what is our strategy evolution model and how have we progressed. So strategy isn't static, it has evolved dramatically. We have moved from a linear planning of the 60s era through adaptive thinking to the living strategy of 2000s, and now we are firmly in the era of real time strategy. This means that strategy is continuously crafted and executed. Okay, so not just an annual event, it is now blend of AI driven analytics with human intuition, allowing organization to dynamically sense and respond to changes as they happen. So strategy becomes dynamic capability, not just a document. So if we take an example of global energy management company, which is widely recognized for its transition from a hardware focused industry company to a digital device and software led leader in energy management. So they had also abandoned annual cycle for an AI powered loop, which allowed them to pivot rapidly during crisis. Even during COVID-19 and 2022 energy crisis, which has happened, it rapidly pivoted by accelerating digital services and decentralization energy solutions, which demonstrates proactive and AI-enabled strategic ability. So this agility which we are talking about is the aim which we are looking for. But how does this impact our actual decision making? So that part which is there is also very, very important. So how we have progressed, let's go a bit deeper, where we see that the strategy has just not improved, actually it has transformed. What do we mean that by that? That there was a time, when strategy meant detailed 5-year plans, annual reviews, and carefully structured forecast. And that worked in a relatively stable market. Changes were slow, disruptions were quite predictable. So, but as complexity increased, the organization shifted towards strategic thinking. Now, becoming more flexible and more adaptive, more aware we should have that, not everything could be planned in advance. That's the hard truth and the bitter truth we can call. Then came the idea of a living strategy. So leaders now began to accept that strategy is not a document you create once a year. It's something that must evolve continuously. So now with AI, we have entered a new era, which is there, which is real-time strategy. So this is not about faster report. It is about actually sensing signals as they emerge, simulating possible futures and adjusting directions immediately, not months later, actually. So strategy becomes dynamic, ongoing, and embedded in every decision making. So this shift isn't just technological, it's a competitive. And in today's environment, if we look at survival depends on how quickly an organization can learn, decide, and adapt. So the companies that wins are not the ones with the most detailed plan. They are the ones with the fastest feedback loops. So the real question becomes, how does this shift change the way we make decisions and execute on the ground? And that's what we will explore next. So continuous strategy execution and how AI transform decision making. In that, like building on our discussion, let's see that how AI transformation transforms the decision making and execution. So this isn't about occasional adjustments. It's about continuous strategic execution. So first we were moving from periodic decision making, which we talked about, and then AI constantly now monitors the market signal and giving us real-time insights, not just the historical data, but the real time insights we get, and this leads to accelerate the responsiveness. We can identify opportunities, simulate responses, and execute strategy with an incredible speed. Often before, the people who, or the companies or competitors who are not on this track, then they even miss the situation. So finally, which AI enhances our ability to predict outcome, and we can simulate actually thousands of scenario at a given time, giving, and which can gives us probabilistic forecast that reveal the range of possible future and their strategic implication. And this agility is very crucial for navigating today's complex business landscape. Okay. So coming to this AI transformation in decision making, reactive judgment to predictive intelligence. Now, this is very interesting and important. So this AI doesn't only mean that, speeding up the decision, that decision we will take with high speed and that's sorted. It's not that actually. It's fundamental reshaping how we make those decisions, moving us from reactive judgment to predictive intelligence. That means that it's not that we know we need to react only when things have already happened. No, now in current situation and scenario where the situation and the complex situation occurs at many time, in this scenario we need to be having predictive intelligence, and for that we get help from AI. So we have seen how strategy itself have evolved, and now we are applying that lens to decision making. So AI enhances decision in three critical ways. So first is speed and scale, then the predictive accuracy, and then the argumentation, the most important. So AI can reduce decision cycle time by up to 40% and processing millions of data points beyond human capacity. Human will not have the capacity of, processing millions of data at a time, which for an obvious reason, but AI can help us do that. And this enables real-time market sensing and response. For example, AI-driven demand forecasting improves by 20 to 30%. And the fraud detection in financial services see over 80% accuracy gain as per data. But remember that AI is about augmentation, not the replacement. So organization with human validation processes are 3 times more likely to achieve significant financial impact. That's very important. And this human in loop design is the real differentiator. However, a critical warning is also there, which says that AI scales decision and their errors at machine speed without proper governance, then AI will amplifies the bias and the risk faster than any previous technology. So it's very important for us that how does this play out in the real world. So for that, let us look at some of the real case studies which we have. So if you look at some of the real case studies which we have, so let's examine some example. These are like the case studies where AI successes demands more than just technology, which we all know. It requires strategic foresight and human integration for sure. So consider the example of Mayo Clinic. So they transformed the fragmented diagnostics workflow with a very high involvement of AI into its EHR, electronic health records, also creating predictive digital phenotypes. where they take data from various devices, wearable devices of the patients. Also, they augmented the clinical judgment, which reduces the variability and it brings the standardization in the care. So it wasn't about, replacing doctors. Eventually, it was actually empowering them. And so another success story is about, global financial firm that overcame rigid leadership by combining AI tool with redesigning managerial roles. And this CEO-led transformation yielded significant productivity gains and culture shift. But there is also a cautionary tales again. So we have many success stories, but there are some stories where we have seen that the enterprise Gen I pilot fails. So if I may know from audience, like, what could be the reason for some of the places where this Gen I pilots which are there are failing?
Yes, may I encourage anyone to switch
Uh,
on your mic and participate in Dr. Poonam's sharing. Thank you.
Dr. Singh, very, very illuminating kind of presentation. My own experience with some of the work that is being done in India is that some of these pilots fail because not everyone on the team is on the same page. People are at different levels of appreciation of what AI can do. That those lingering doubts in people's minds do not allow them to, sort of move ahead with focus and enterprise. So sometimes these pilots fail because they are still fence sitters. There are still people who always believe that the older way of looking at strategy was better. So those
Yes.
are some of the reasons that, I mean, I've gone through some of those experiences. Uh, that was my personal take on it.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for that input. Yeah, and exactly that is why the enterprise gen pilot, which is there, has failed. So there are data which says, the staggering 95% of enterprise gen I pilot failed to deliver measurable financial returns. And the root cause also there is poor workflow integration. Now, this lack of data trust, also there is absent governance, because if data is not right or if the governance is not in place, then the integration of AI into the system will only bring the failure. And as our audience also mentioned that the also alignment of the people who are involved in the process, everybody has to be on same page. That brings significant change. So this tells us that the technology adoption without workflow redesign and governance is a recipe for wasted investment. So these examples underscore a crucial point, and that point is AI strategy must be aligned with clear vision. And that brings us to our next framework. Yes, so these are the case studies which make one thing very clear, that installing AI is easy, but transforming with AI is not so easy. And that technology alone does not create advantage, but direction does. So that's why organization need a North Star, a clear strategic anchor that ensures AI serves ambition, not just efficiency. So this framework rests on three simple but very powerful pillars. And the first thing is vision. So, what future are we building? That's the question comes when we are thinking about vision. And AI should not dictate the direction, actually. It should accelerate a direction that is already clear. A strong vision acts as a filter. So, if an AI initiative does not move the organization towards that long term ambition, then that AI is just a noise. So the real question leader must ask is, where are we heading and why does it matter? So that's very important. So the second pillar of this framework, which is there, it talks about impact. So AI must create a measurable value, not activity, not experimentation, the value. So that means linking AI directly to outcome, EBIT growth or productivity gain, risk reduction, customer experience, structural advantages. all these things. So high performing organization don't use AI to optimize the edges. Actually, they use it to transform the core. And the question which the leadership ask is that what lasting advantage will this create? So that's the impact. And the third pillar, which we are talking about, is execution, which is whole of everything, which is like brilliant strategy fails without disciplined execution. We all know that, right? So AI must be embedded into workflow and decision processes, performance metrics, and governance structure. So it cannot live as a separate innovation lab experiment. And the leadership question here is very simple, and that is how will we operationalize this consistently across the enterprise? So when vision, impact, and execution align, AI stops being a pilot project and it becomes enterprise transformation. And that is how organization move from experimentation to scale, from isolated tool to integrated capability, and from hype to measurable performance. But scale introduces responsibility. As AI become more embedded in decision making, governance and ethics, which are these are not different topic. It is now become part of this discussion itself, and they become leadership imperative. And that's the next critical conversation we are going to have. Yes, so as we align with the North Star, we must address governance, ethics, and risk. So responsible AI governance is not a barrier. It's actually the strategic competitive advantage. So there are four key pillars in this as well, which is on the screen. So the first one is the biases and the fairness. Very important point, which has the which it uses the diverse data set and conduct regular algorithmic audits to reduce the systemic inequity. So the second thing is transparency. For the black box model, apply explainable AI to ensure clarity and accountability. That is very important. Then the privacy and security, which talks about protect data through data minimization, and also there has to be strong access control. It should not be very open that the access control is deviated. Also the accountability, which prevents automation bias by establishing AI ethic board and maintaining human in loop validation. These pillars build the trust, and without trust, as we learn that AI cannot scale responsibly. So this naturally brings us to a evolving regulatory landscape and a leadership responsibility that comes with it. So building on these four pillars, the regulatory environment around AI is evolving quickly. So the European Union Artificial Intelligence Act, EU AI Act, which classifies AI system based on risk level and mandates human oversight for high risk application. Also the National Institute of Standard and Technology, NIST, which is Artificial Intelligence Risk Management Framework, AI RMF, in the United States. It provides structured guidance for developing trustworthy and responsible AI system. The General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, it sets strict global standards for data privacy and protection, particularly for organization handling data of European Union citizens. But this is not just about compliance, it is actually about the performance. So data shows that AI high performer are 3 times more likely to have formal processes for human validation of model output. In other words, governance, which is there, it always improves the result. So this is the real leadership message, and ethics, which we are talking about, is not just a checkbox, it's actually leadership capability. With that foundation in place, we can now turn to next step, which is we will look at like what are the evolution in AI in strategic decision making. So here we are talking about how AI is changing the way companies make decision. And it is not about the technology, it is about how leaders think and decide. So there are actually, it's a journey, and there are 6 stages to this journey. So AI adoption, which is there, it never happens overnight. And also requirement is that company needs to move step by step. So the very first thing is the descriptive. So descriptive AI, it is the AI which shows the the dashboard. It shows what happened. It may be in the form of dashboard or reports which are there. Also, the second thing which is there is diagnostic, which means that analysis the historical drivers. It explains why it happened. Also predictive, which says that AI forecast what might happen next, and most of the companies are here at these three stages. The next stage, which are more advanced, it comprises of advisory, like strategic advice, where AI suggests what to do. Next is the delegated decision. That means delegated authority, where AI makes certain decisions with approvals. And then the autonomous decision, where AI decides independently. So the point is, these are the stages at which we are at very early stage, very early in these stages at this moment. But if we look at what are the three key application today AI is serving, so as per the Forbes article, it is serving in three important ways. The first is the better debate. What does that mean? That means that AI can help improve the quality of discussions during strategic making decision. That today organization have plenty of data and analytics tool, but the real challenge is often the quality of conversation in the meeting. Boardroom discussion can sometimes be influenced by hierarchy, politics, dominant voices, and which may lead to weaker decisions. So believe it or not, this is the fact. AI can support better debate by acting a neutral assistant. For example, which we do in daily operations also, that AI now can take notes during the meeting. It highlights important points. It can also point out unrealistic projection and assumptions. Also, it encourages quieter participants to contribute. So in the future, AI may act like a meeting coach, which helps team to ask better question. So, and it also brings the to have more balanced discussion. So in this way, what happens is AI improves the quality of thinking, not just the analysis. Another point is democratizing the strategic decision making. So AI can also help involve more people in strategic discussions. Traditionally, we have seen like strategy decisions are made by small group of senior leaders. But AI, what it can help is that AI can collect insights from much larger group of employees across the organization. For example, if a company wants to understand why revenue has dropped, just a simple example I'm taking for example purpose, where AI can, gather feedback from thousands of employees, analyzing different viewpoints, and it can summarize the key insights. This is how leaders to consider diverse perspective, and that diverse perspective helps to make better decisions. And AI therefore helps make a strategy which is more inclusive and more data informed. And the third very important application is enhanced ideation. That means AI can also support in idea generation. So generative AI tool which is there, it helps leader to explore new possibilities, generate strategic options, and brainstorm innovative ideas. So however, to get useful ideas from AI, leader must learn how to ask right questions and provide clear prompts. So prompt engineering plays a very critical role. So AI can assist in generating ideas, but it cannot replace human creativity, judgment, and experience. So also now, as we have seen various tools currently available. So if from audience, if we may hear any name of some tools which you are using currently or have seen any time, if we can have some names, it will be good. Anyone wanted to share?
Dr. Poonam, I use
Yes.
ChatGPT, which is the most common.
Yeah,
And I heard
exactly.
about this rapid miner
Right.
also, but I
Yeah.
didn't have a chance of using it. Of course, Power BI, I've used it. And so some of these I heard, but are not used out there. I'm sure this will become more popular in the market
Yes.
and it will be easily accessible.
Yes. So let's now talk about, thanks, Dr. Vijay. So now let's, talk about some practical tools which are currently in use at various organization and also by individuals. And they actually fall into three main groups. I have divided those tools in three main group. The first one is data visualization tool, which is BI platform, Power BI platform, business intelligence platform. For example, Tableau or Power BI. So these tool, what it does, it turns complex data into simple charts and it explains insights in very plain language. Help non-technical leader understand data quickly. Also, instead of just seeing the numbers, now leader can see the meaning behind that number. So that's how it enhances the decision-making capacity. Also, the second category is analyzing and forecasting tools. Now, these are the examples: ChatGPT, Polymer, Accio. These are some tools which are there. There are many also. And these tool, what it does, it analyzes large data set quickly. It identifies risk. It predict future trend also, and build forecasting model without coding. So this means even business managers, not just data scientists, can run advanced analysis. That's very important. And also the third category which is there are advanced analytics data and analytics platform, example RapidMiner or Data Robot. And actually these are for large enterprise and complex machine learning model, a data science team, and they handle actually very heavy and sophisticated analysis at scale. So the real impact is organization using this tool, they have reported that faster decision they can take, and sometimes it is up to 35% quicker with better clarity and less internal debate driven by opinion alone. So final message, if we see, then we can see that when choosing this tool, how do we choose this tool? That's very important question comes in our mind, that when to decide and what should be in our mind before choosing any tool. So the first thing, first question which we should know is that if it is for the organization point of view, then we should know that does my team understand data? That's the very first question. And then we need to also know that how complex is our data. After that, we also have to think, do we have governance in place? Because here's the key, that AI speeds things up, but humans are actually ultimately responsible for its accuracy, for its ethics, and for privacy. So AI gives the intelligence, but the leaders, they give the direction. Yes. So coming at the end of it, the point is that now there are, we have covered a lot of ground today. So from paradigm shift to AI to the importance of governance. Now let's distill into 5 leadership imperatives. So first is redesign strategy as a governance, as a continuous process and moving beyond annual cycle. The second is build AI literacy at entry level. Very important. So technical fluency is now a leadership competency. It is not just an IT function. Then prioritizing governance before scale. Before we plan to scale, the governance has to be there in the pilot stage itself. And establish the data trust, ethical guardrail, and human validation processes has to be there in place, and aligning AI with a clear North Star that every AI investment must connect to measurable businesses, and cultivate human AI collaboration, which is very much important leadership imperative, where combine machine speed and scale with human judgment, empathy, and contextual intelligence. So the key summary, what we learned, like, even though 88% of organization are using AI regularly, but only 39% enterprise are taking it at scale. And the reason is that we need to have the right strategy in place. But also there is a study that, the organization or the performers who are using it carefully, they have seen 3 times more advance, improvement and value addition in their performances. which is there. So with this, I'm at the end of my presentation. And before I kind of conclude it or end it, I would like to wish you all, very happy International Women's Day. As we celebrate this International Women's Day this month, let us, remember that the future of strategy, technology, and leadership, it must be built on not only intelligence, but also with diversity and inclusion. So we can kind of create a better and a brighter future for everyone, which is there. So with this, I would like to say thanks, to GlobalNxt University for the opportunity, and we are open for the Q&A. And over to you, Dr. Jain.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Poonam, for that fantastic introduction on AI and in correlation with healthcare. Now, earlier you actually asked a question, what are the models or the AI models that is being used? I have in the chat box here, Dr. Sharmishta Singh. She responded Gemini and Chat GPT. And also, Mr. Raghunandan, he shared for software development and coding, cloud code. So with that, yes, with that, I can see Dr. Vijay has raised his hand. So if you have question, you may switch on your mic and speak away, Dr. Vijay. Over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Jain. Thank you, Dr. Poonam, for this wonderful, I would say, eye-opening presentation, because the next wave in the strategy development is all, like in all other fields, is to integrate AI. Knowingly that AI presents the benefits as well as pitfalls, but then how do we really reap the benefits, curb the pitfalls, and then see as to how we can integrate AI very effectively into the strategic process itself. The strategic process itself, as you explained, it was more like an annual cycles, etc. Now it's going to be periodic and so on, with a lot of AI, and so we can get much faster information availability, accurate availability, though it is little debatable, and processing of large volumes of data. So the question now remains, as you rightly indicated, I'm just adding to that. I think every organization needs to look into, from the prospects of people, processes, and technology and tools, and see what are all the these three dimensions can really power up to see that effective AI integration into the strategic process. For example, you mentioned people in terms of leadership and so on. Similarly, I think Madhurika indicated that the fear or the doubt and so on and so forth. So the people aspects also have to be addressed very quickly. The training part, the skills part, experience part, even I would say the attitude part, etc. Similarly, processes, what are the processes, what are the technology area. Now, what is going to happen is, as you know, is that AI tools are also, like in IT, they are changing every day. New tools are coming almost every day. The tools that we discuss now are going to be obsolete tomorrow. So there's going to be a big challenge in having an organization scanning through a telescope what are all the new AI tools that are going to come into the market, how quickly we can integrate and show the value, etc. That's going to be a big challenge before you really try to prove there are other tools, and the management is going to ask why we are not using those ones. I'm sure those things are addressed, but I'm just highlighting that. I think that the way the manufacturing industry moved, this industry is also going to move the same way. Earlier there was information available. That information was made use to feed the robots and all, and the robots will actually manufacture the cars, etc. In this case also, the simple AI is going to feed the data to so-called the words that have been floating around, whether they're going to be real or not, are going to change. The AI agents, agentic AI, etc. So these are the ones that are going to do a whole lot. So the AI is going to be a technological integration along with the machine integration and so on and so forth. And see that the entire productivity within organization, whichever organizations you take, healthcare or anything, is going to be important. Though, as you rightly mentioned, the human involvement or human in loop is going to be extremely critical, though it's going to be decreasing over the years, maybe in a decade or so. But absolutely, AI is going to be there. And those companies that leverage are going to be the leaders. Those who do not will be the laggards. Thank you very much for a very insightful presentation, Dr. Poonam. Thank you to Dr. Jain, Dr. Rana, for having these kind of sessions. Really appreciate the initiative.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, Dr. Vijay. Yeah.
yeah, thank you very much. I can see there's Mr. Raghu has raised his hand, but before I ask him to speak away, would it be all right if Dr. Poonam, if you can unshare your slide? Let us take our official March alumni photo to celebrate the International Women's Month together. So I would be happy if you could just switch on your mic. I'll just give a few seconds. Let us just quickly switch on our mic. Sorry, our camera. Sorry, camera. So we could just take a quick snapshot in honor of this special month. So with that, Mr. Raghu, is there any opportunity for you to switch on your camera? Is it possible? Otherwise, let us all look at the camera. Cheese to everyone. One, two, three, smile. Okay. Yes, I've captured that moment and thank you very much. So over to you, Mr. Raghunandan. You have your hands raised and let us hear from you your feedback or any comments that you want to share.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. Sorry, unfortunately, I'm in a official meeting, so I cannot able to turn on my camera. I'm in my office today, hope it's fine. And Dr. Poonam, it was a very good presentation. It's a wonderful presentation. This topic is very close to my heart and my research topic, and it's a very big eye opener. Like, you brought in some of the things like this strategy and the risk and the mitigation, the regulations and the compliance kind of a thing, which is being embedded. It is not considered different now. So that's what actually it means today actually. So going further, like, I would like to also add to Ivy Sharma, Dr. Ivy Sharma, who also added that it has been difficult to integrate into legacy system. I agree to that, because I work in an organization where we have the proprietary operating system, and it has a very large database of coding, and it is very proprietary. And AI system, training them to understand it, improve the productivity in our company has become difficult these days, because when you try to integrate an AI, it has to be in the public domain because of the AI training, and the compliance also comes into the way. Actually, you cannot just train the data and leak out the data. So there has to be a strong agreement between the company who provides this AI, and who are providing it also should not be in the hostile country. So country also comes into the play actually. So
Of course. Yeah.
very difficult and very complex to integrate AI, and also after integrating AI, it becomes so loose that if you don't have the policies in place, which is again, it's made by the human. If somewhere we slip on the policy in ethical grounds, it becomes too difficult to turn it back off. So it becomes haywire, and it's very difficult to track and where it went wrong. And these are some of the closing things I just like to require. And yeah, definitely, like, AI brings a lot of informations. Like, for example, if somebody joins an organization, they don't know the 50-year-old policy document, and still customers are using our software. It's very difficult. Otherwise, unless you upload every database into the cloud, into the AI system, and ask it what I have to what is the customer is asking, whether I can able to answer this, and those way it is very helpful. So thanks a lot for this presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Raghu, for your valuable input and insight. And I agree with you. So there are a couple of examples where this integration becomes a challenge, and then the trust and the ethics which is there needs to be part of every discussion. And also the organization which implements this AI, they kind of sign these non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, with the other organization, and then that trust and the NDA agreement, it's like a kind of allow a step forward to be able to accept the AI into the system. Because as we all know that currently it's very important also that the legacy system has to be there, but because it gives the experience, and it gives the lot of data, but then putting it into the AI also gives us the speed with accuracy which is there, and also the dynamics. And the current businesses which are there has become so much of complex in nature, which is there. So it is important, and I'm sure maybe moving ahead, more of these things of openness and the trust factor which is there will be created by the organization, and maybe we can have a better advancement in this field, I should say. Thank you so much for your valuable input, Mr. Raghu.
Thank you. Thank you again, Dr. Poonam. I can see that we have two more person who wants to speak. Before that, Dr. Poonam, could you kindly unshare your slide, and then you could just
This
kindly switch on your video. Professor Dr. Madhulika, go ahead. You can ask away or share
Yeah.
your comments.
Yes. First of all, many thanks to Dr. Poonam Singh and to GlobalNxt University for this wonderful session. Dr. Singh, I'm very interested in the governance aspect that you have flagging, which would then determine the success or non-success of pilot projects. I lead a university and we've started using AI in several ways. I mean, small, but several ways. For example, student feedback analysis, employer feedback analysis on the behavior of our own students. We also use it for LMS query analysis so that we can integrate that in our course design next term. And some this thing on financial behavior analysis of student, defaulter analysis, reasons, all of that. Now, my query is that in the university you have a certain set governance structure, and most of these governance related questions actually go to the internal audit team, who then analyzes the behavior of different stakeholders and so on. I personally, from the discussion that I've had, that the presentation that you've given, is that maybe as leaders we may have to look at a differential kind of governance system for AI related decisions or actionable insights coming out of AI before we try to implement those decisions. Am I right or am I wrong?
Can you just repeat your last bit of question?
Yeah, last bit. I mean, in universities, general governance systems that we follow for validation of financial data, exam data, and so on, is generally either the exam regulation and the internal auditor looking at some of those. We have an internal audit team which then looks at some of those things. From the description that I'm getting from your presentation, I think we will need to devise a slightly differential governance model for AI based decisions or informed decisions coming out of AI insights. Am I right?
Yes. So basically, the audit point of view, I mean, in the sense that the points by which we make sure that whatever output
Yeah.
is coming is authentic enough, right?
Yes.
So yes, so when AI is not in use, then there are certain set of audit trial we make that which make
Yeah.
sure that whatever output is coming is authentic and we can rely
Sure.
on that. But whereas when AI is in place, definitely those checklists has to be changed and modified. because
True.
now there is different way of putting things in, and there are different analysis are there. Maybe data points which is now we are analyzing are more in numbers, vast in numbers, and different permutation combinations are there. So how do we rely that whatever output is coming is the authentic one? So for that, definitely
True.
our audit trail also needs to changed basis what kind of approach we are putting in with the integration of AI. That needs to be changed. Yes, of course.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Prof. Thanks, Dr. Poonam. I think I saw Dr. Sarma raise his hand earlier. Would you speak away?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm there. So I thought, this is time up, and I will discuss with Dr. Poonam offline. So, but anyway, I can just briefly ask, maybe 1 or 2 minutes only I can spend. Later, I can
Sure,
discuss.
sure.
I have
You
many
have to.
points to discuss, so I will do that later. But one just one comment or partially question I would like to make is that you mentioned the strategy is becoming real time. So this is something contradicts itself with the your presentation that there has to be a North Star strategy. So maybe tactics are becoming real time rather than saying strategy. Strategy has to be little longish. It cannot be changing every day, day to day basis, isn't it? That is what I was having a
Okay.
query. And
Yes.
then of course there are other things which we will discuss separately.
Yeah, so I would just like to explain a bit about like this is there. So yes, you're right. You're right in the terms that strategy cannot be changing every day. Otherwise, then the whole purpose of driving an organization will have no direction. To be
Yes,
very
yes,
honest.
yes. That's what
Right.
I thought.
Yeah. So the basic point what I'm trying to drive here is definitely or we should have one North Star where we should have that clear vision which our organization should have, where by which every other thing which we are planning or executing or making strategies should align with that North Star. But by saying that now the data is real time in the sense that as we know that day to day basis now the uncertainties have increased. Now for example, I'll give you just a small example of COVID, because that's the very in being in healthcare industry, that becomes a very obvious example which I can share. Like if we have to give a demand and forecast for the materials which we need, right? So the point is real time in the sense that if we have this forecasting tool in place, then we know that which material can surge in the numbers, the requirement might go up, and which material will go down. So if we use this AI on a much realistic way, then our forecasting can become much more much more authentic in terms of planning the next stage. So
Yeah.
reaching the North Star goal is definitely one thing, but then to reach there we have to have
Malaysia से
certain
बोल रहे हैं।
decisions, certain decision in place, and those decision has to be equipped with this kind of AI integration which can help us reach that North Star faster and with better accuracy which is
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So they are more operational and tactical.
Of
Because
course,
I'll
yes.
just give you an opposite of that example is that suppose an organization decides to develop a product which takes 18 months to complete the development. After one week, I can't say that I will start developing some other product. So like that, it becomes
Yes,
complex.
yes,
Yeah, so
yes, yes,
there are depends on industry to industry
yes,
and the strategy to strategy. Yeah.
of course, yes. Thank you.
So, thank you very much. I can see that this has been a very engaging session, very interesting topic, Dr. Puna. So, please allow me to thank you for showing us that leadership isn't just about managing accounts, it's about managing relationships and innovation, especially in this era where we have AI and all these digital technologies. You are really a true inspiration for Women's Month. Thank you once again. And finally, I know that some of you who have been joining this alumni talk might be wondering where our world tour is going to go next for our April alumni talk. I cannot reveal who the person is, but I can give you a clue. We are going to stay in India, but we will be traveling to the Silicon Valley of the East, Bangalore, and just give you a small hint of our next alumnus. Uh, I cannot say whether he or she at this moment, just to keep the suspense. Is a titan of leadership and human development. Is a master of the Dale Carnegie's philosophy and has held director level roles across massive state-owned enterprises and private corporations alike. So this person is very seasoned and he has voices in corporate strategy. We have never have had in this platform. So for that reason, everyone, I would like to encourage you to click click the LinkedIn profile to find out who this mystery leader is and secure your spot for April. So stay tuned. We will be dropping official announcement who this mystery person is, and you will definitely gain a lot of knowledge on this Dale Carnegie philosophy. And please click follow and share in LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram pages. So with that, thank you everyone for joining us today. From all of us at GlobalNxt University to all the women out there, happy International Women's Day and have a wonderful day. And we will see you again next month on this digital horizon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Jain. Thank you, Dr. Poonam, and thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Women's Day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Women's Day. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Poonam, especially.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for your
all.
valuable time.
Dr. Pune, Dr. Rena, thank you.